Shri Shashi Tharoor ji.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I think this is an excellent omnibus question covering all the suggestions people are giving for airlines. And I wanted to mention one particular thing is that the Udan scheme, which of course serves underserved airports, we in Kerala are unable to benefit from this because none of our airports is technically underserved. But there are routes that are underserved or not even served at all. A question is coming up about Coimbatore a little later this morning. Classic example, there are no flights from any airport in Kerala to Coimbatore, even though it would actually be beneficial to people in eastern Kerala, in Palakkad, for example, where Coimbatore is the nearest airport. Could we not extend the benefits of the subsidy provided under the Udan scheme to well-served airports with underserved routes? So, for example, when the governor, Sathashivan, used to have to go to Coimbatore from being governor of Kerala and Trivandrum, he had to fly to Chennai, change planes there and fly back to Coimbatore, which would be almost as long as going by road. And these kinds of things, we could easily have had a Trivandrum-Coimbatore flight, for example, or indeed routes within Kerala from Trivandrum up via Cochin, Kozhikode up to Kannur, 4 international airports, which don't benefit at the moment from any Udan connectivity or subsidy. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So I thank the honourable member for his question on Udan, which again is not related to the core question, but I'm more than happy to answer that. It is our prerogative under the Prime Minister's leadership, as I mentioned, to both broaden as well as deepen civil aviation in India. Now, if we are to do that, we need to take the call. Are we going to do that with currently well-served airports in the country? Or are we going to both increase the penetration in rural areas as well as deepen that penetration in rural areas? And let me give a couple of examples of that. Many airports that have been wiped off the civil aviation map post-World War II, prior to independence in India, have resurfaced on the civil aviation map, all because of Prime Minister's Ude Desh Ki Aam Nagrik program. In the last 6 years, we have built out 70 airports, waterdromes and heliports under the Udan Yojana. Airports that one would never have conceived of. Rupsi in Assam, Darbhanga, Jharsuguda in Orissa, Kishangarh in Rajasthan. Airports that today give robust connectivity to earlier unserved populations across the length and breadth of our country, ranging between 50,000 passengers to 5.5 lakh passengers each. We have limited resources. Udan Yojana was given 4,500 crores in terms of capex and a viability gap funding program. Within that, today, we have transported in the last 6 years 1.1 crore passengers in our country that probably have never flown before in their lives. We have flown close to 2,15,000 flights in the last 6 years that would have never flown before. We have connected 70 airports along the length and breadth of India. And it is our target. Let me commit to our House, our hope that in the next 3 to 4 years, we will connect another 100 airports, waterdromes and heliports in India. Prior to independence, prior to 13-14, we had 74 airports in our country. Today, in a matter of 8 years, we have built out a total of 71 additional airports, waterdromes and heliports, taking it to 145. So we are committed, but it is important to identify what our priority is. Once we increase our breadth, increase our depth, then certainly we will look at these areas without doubt. Thank you.
ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳಿಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಧ್ವನಿ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಬೆಲ್ ಐಕಾನ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ.